Okay, so time for a new video. So let's get into it. We just around, what is it, 20 minutes ago, we had the CPI release. So yeah, we got a spike up. Let's see how it moves from here. But let's first go over the price action a bit. As I said in yesterday's video, which got some quite nice reactions. So appreciate that. Always leave a like if you like it, because then I know if it's worth making these videos. Else it can feel like you're doing it for nothing. So definitely always leave a like, then I know it's appreciated. But as I mentioned in yesterday's video, we are compressing with that trend line basically going from, let me do it like this so it's a bit more clear. That high, we are making lower highs, and right here we are making higher lows. So price is compressing in this pennant-like format, which I said would not surprise me to see us continue within this pennant, with the apex being around Monday to Tuesday. So that's still a scenario I do the drawing. What I still see is that we potentially rotate in here and then early next week get potentially a fake move to either side. So either to the upside or downside and then potentially higher up. So that's still a scenario I'm keeping my eye on. Let's see what we had yesterday, because yesterday I mentioned these levels of interest for potential shorts on Solana, on ETH, and right now we are in those levels. So let's see how we went into them. When I made yesterday's video was around here. So at that moment I saw that we had an uptrend, right? We were trending up right here, so a local uptrend. And at this point we came back and I saw we had a obvious trend line right here, and then I drew like fib levels from this swing low to that swing high right here, and then I saw that price was reaching the trend line, tapping into the fib levels, also retesting. Let me show if I can show you that, because yesterday on the TPO chart, which is like this, we had a beautiful volume profile, like this. Let's see, where's the brush? This is a textbook volume profile where your volume is equally divided over your range, with the main volume concentrated in the middle of the range, point of control in the middle of the range, and then we also had confluence of the weekly VWAP right here, which we reclaimed. So at that point it acts as support. So what we had is that price moved up to the daily highs, and then you can see that price went down again, retesting the point of control, retesting the weekly VWAP. So that's a big level of interest for me to look for potential rotations back up. And that's also what happened. So we also came back to the trend line. We had fib levels, to precisely at that moment the trend line was right here with tab 1, 2. So here we had a slight deviation. We had that daily point of control retest. So I knew this was a do or die area also to continue that uptrend, which was right here, high, higher low, higher high. So anywhere here you want to form your higher low for potentially a higher high into that supply area I was looking at. So I knew we either bounce from here or we fall lower. So I took a long here, invalidation below this low, target 112k. So let's see if I still have that long. Yeah, right here. So this was the long basically I held for the night, and it would have hit full TP, but I closed it this morning around here, and then the rest I closed around here, just because we were prior to CPI, and in my opinion it's always a bit of a gamble, and because it was close to TP I just decided to take full TP and see what happens. So this trade worked out nicely. So what is next? So my plan, as shared, was to look for potential shorts right here. We now pumped into those extreme fib levels, into this supply zone, and we have some warnings, which is the bad daily low, just as yesterday, where I think this was the low. We had some big warning signs. So let's look at the statistics, where we can see today for the daily, once again, low flip risk. So that means that in 21 and in 17% on the time and distance respectively, the flip risk is very low. So that means that the current daily low, let's see what is the current daily low, is this one. So based on time and distance, it's pretty unlikely to give a full, at least move from here to there and then give a full reversal. Also based on timing. So based on that, you could argue not that likely, similar to what we had yesterday. But if we look at the signs, warning, 94% of the daily lows form after 0, 0, 0. So today, once again, the low was formed exactly at the new daily open. And what we can see here, 96% of the daily lows have a bigger wick. So also the wick is very low, and in 96% of the days you have a bigger low. So we can see that, for example, here. Here I've drawn that pennant, that compression effect. But if we look at the daily, then we can see yesterday that low formed also at 0, 0, 0, 0, today as well. And we can see how small of a wick we had yesterday. It's barely visible, like super tiny right there. And right now we have also, again, a super tiny wick. So that we have 2 consecutive days with such a tiny wick is a pretty low probability. So I'm, the higher we pump, or if we get a short trigger, I'm looking for price to take out these lows eventually. But without a trigger, it's no trade. And for now, I don't see that much weakness. So yeah, what I'm looking at currently, our local structure is also still up. So we are still trending up. We tapped just into some demand. So I don't see a short trigger right here. So I would also not expect, right here we're testing demand, to push either higher, or I want to see clear weakness where we invalidate this demand. So maybe push into it and then aggressive close lower. And then I would consider this already potentially be the daily high. And then I can look for shorts right here, for example, stop above that high and then target a daily low and lower levels, because maybe we can retest like that overall uptrend right here. But I think it would be healthy to to reach, at least clear the daily low and that daily low from yesterday. And then we would still be within that apex, that compression effect, because this will still be a retest for the potential third tap of that lower trend line. But on the other hand, we could also make our way up, come to that high, then push back up, and then get a compression effect. So it can go both ways. I'm not in a hurry to enter a trade right now, but it are some potential outcomes I'm seeing. But it always depends a bit on how New York Open behaves. And then I look at statistics for New York session, like how likely is it that that high or that low holds. For now, the New York statistics, we have our P1 is this low and the P2 is this high. So I always want to wait for like an hour, 1.5 hours from now on, then see what is price doing. And then if we, for example, trade here, take out this low, then this becomes P1, this becomes P2. And then we can see, for example, like currently we see like high flip risk. 80% of the sessions took out the session low. Low P1, flip risk. 24% of the sessions took out the session low. So that's not very convincing. Also here, 99, that's not convincing. But if those are convincing, then it's an extra confluence. For example, if we take out this low, it could say that the high is a very low flip risk, while lower prices for the session seems likely. And then I'm willing to take a short. So I'm personally waiting on some more price action. We can also just push higher, as mentioned before. So yeah, basically that is what I'm watching for BTC. We can quickly look at the order flow. If there, like today, we are once again forming a pretty good volume profile. We now have a tap into the high, and we see that we don't have volume at the upper part of this range. But once again, it looks like we are having a pretty healthy volume profile. So according to this, I will not be surprised if we maybe make a move higher again to divide the volume a bit more to the highs. But overall, yeah, price is right now also at the daily point of control. So yeah, nothing to see too much here. Longs are in the market, shorts on the market, nothing too interesting right there. So yeah, I have to see what happens here. If we can break local structure back to bearish, then I wouldn't be surprised if this was the high already. And then look for potentially a lower high there and then target that daily low and potentially lower levels. As long as we hold here, I wouldn't be surprised to maybe fill some higher levels. So yeah, it will be dependent on the New York session. So keeping an eye on the stats for that. And as always, I will share them in the Mastermind chat. Maybe also in free Telegram. So if you are not in there, make sure to join it. Then let's look at USDT. If we have some confluence. So what do we have? We are still in this bigger range, and then we have this internal range with the range high, range low. And then here a lot of choppy price action without any super clean moves. But what you can see is that we had a strong impulsive move up. Then I always like to draw my fib levels from this low to that high. Then we can see that this is the 0.72 to 0.786. That's a level, a deep retracement, but a level you often see price move into and then get a reversal. Then also here we have some demand. As you can see here, this last candle that caused the expansion higher. Maybe we can see it on the lower time frames as well. I believe on the 10 minute. Yeah, you can see this sell candle, and then we had the bullish displacement above. So this is some strong demand, and right in confluence with that with those fib levels. So price tapped into that, but until we break structure, it doesn't mean anything. So structure is this low, high, low. So right now this is the level to break, but we can also, for example, make a new low, and then this is the high to break, which is in confluence with this trend line. People always make fun of trend lines, but it depends on how you use them. If you break this, then you have like a market structure break and a trend line break, and then you could expect a rotation back to this high and this high, which is a confluence for potential short plays on altcoins or Bitcoin. For example, on Bitcoin, I'm looking at that. Yeah, I already explained it. For Sol, we also had that compression effect with the higher lows right there, lower highs right here. And right now we tapped into extreme supply. And I'm anticipating this potentially being a fake out. So as you can see on Sol, here you have buyers and then sellers aggressively stepping in with a bearish displacement candle right here. So this is the extreme supply, where I said we can tap into to wipe out all the shorts and then get a reversal. So right now we see that we tapped into that supply zone, sellers stepping in, but again, here is not any market structure yet to confirm anything. If you look at like the 5-minute market structure, we have low, it's not even valid 5-minute market structure, but let's use the 3-minute then. Low, high, higher low, high. So unless you start breaking below this low, you cannot validate a bearish trigger for me, or you need to make a new high or like an internal distribution. Then you can also take the short, but then you need some more price action. And for now, this is some demand. Price is holding right now. So we're also here waiting for some more triggers, but yeah, this whole week we saw some staircase up price action, which is probably a twap that was buying. So yeah, once this reverses, it can give a pretty quick reversal. But yeah, you always need your trigger, so waiting for that. And then let's end it with ETH. Also for ETH, very similar to Sol, where we have those lower highs, lower high, potentially lower high here. We have a low, higher low, higher low. So also that compression effect. Then yesterday I mentioned how I wanted to see price move into these levels for potential rejection. Right now we have that move. We have moved into those fib levels. We are near the trend line. So this is an area where I'm potentially looking for the 1, 2. This being this is the third tap, or we get a third tap, move down, and then continue that compression effect into next week. So let's see if we zoom in. Do we have some? Do we have some triggers? So here, high wick, but here, what is structure? Basically this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This is now the high high. So they can say this is your break structure level. So you need to break this level in order to confirm a bearish move. But then here you, bullish expansion candle. So it's a bit hard to confirm it right here. Let's see some lower time frame. Session stats, P1, P2. Yeah, so this is a bit similar as with Bitcoin, where you could say we have a wick. So maybe if you could also happen, you locally come up and then internal break structure, you could try maybe a short here, stop above that high, and then target lower levels, or you wait for that break structure level here, in which your session stats will also flip bearish, and then you probably get New York session stats which show that this is a very strong high, this is a weak low, and then you can take a potential short. But let's see. For me personally, BTC looks a bit better then, because here we have that basically this move shows quite some strength without any structure to work with, and with Bitcoin, this chart that will confirm it better. So let's see. For now, I see quite a lot of strength, so no signs for any shorts yet. I wouldn't be surprised either if we continue higher from here, but then overall, yeah, 113k could be a rejection level. We could fill partially this wick and then go lower, but yeah, if I be honest, I think we will just continue within those apexes and then potentially get that late Sunday, early Monday manipulation for a move up or move down. So that's the main thing I'm looking at. Overall, this week has been pretty choppy with price action. Still made profits in the end, but yeah, I'm not gonna force any trades right here just to take a trade. So I think I'm gonna be sharp, try to be sharp on the Sunday and early Monday, because I think we will get a move out of these pennants, basically these pennants I have right here. And then, yeah, often you get a fake move. So if retail thinks, oh, it's bullish, then it's actually bearish, because then you can move to the other side. And if everyone thinks, oh, it's bearish, it's over, that's actually bullish. So let's see which side we break out to first. And then I think next week and yeah, at least the coming weeks will be with plenty of opportunities. Yeah, still interesting local short, because if you look at this structure, like this, you are building this is like all liquidity. We are mitigating it all. So if we get a reversal, it can be a quite a quick reversal. Also because we have those daily lows that are not looking that good. So yeah, waiting for triggers. I think plans are somewhat clear, but we need more price action. So let's see if New York gives us something more to work with, which is in 20 minutes. Then everyone, thank you for watching again, and don't forget to leave a like, and then I will make new videos probably next week, and I'm always active in the Mastermind group, so join that if you want to be part of it. Thanks for watching, and already a happy weekend and happy trading as always. Cheers.